Oh, don't give me a slap. It does work. It works really well. Now, some people ask me, why don't you make a tiramisu? And a lot of people ask me, Chef, Black Forest cake banao. I said, you know what? दोनों को खुश करते हैं आज. And making a beautiful recipe, the Black Forest Tiramisu. A Black Forest cake has beautiful maraschino cherries, whipped cream, a little bit of brandy. What does the tiramisu have? A tiramisu has lady fingers or sourdough biscuits which are soaked in coffee. A really sweet, almost like a very strong espresso in which they add a little bit of amaretto. Uske baad, we do the same thing. We are using mascarpone, about 400 grams. We are using 150 grams of caster sugar and about 100 ml of cream. So this basically हमें एक अच्छा सा whip करके एक filling बनानी है. The Black Forest uses a dark chocolate sponge, which is here. The Dark Forest uses cherries, which are here. The cherries have a nice sweet syrup, which is here. And now I'm going to be adding a very strong coffee to this, right? So this becomes a coffee cherry syrup. Simple. I'm going to be slicing my sponge, dipping it in this. I'm just going to be brushing my sponge with this. And we're going to be doing at least 2 to 3 layers here. First things first, the prep is done. Let's whip up the mascarpone along with our sugar and our cream. So I've added about 125 grams of caster sugar and I'm going to be adding some more as soon as we proceed. अभी हम इसको mix कर देते हैं थोड़ा. So now the cream and the sugar is added as per your requirement, I would say. How sweet you want it, how liquidy or how thick you want it. It's entirely up to you guys, okay? Now, I don't like too much sugar in my sweets, okay? So, I'm not going to be using 150 grams. I've only used about 120 to 125 grams of this caster sugar along with my mascarpone. And I've got about what? About 100 milliliters of cream. I think that should be great. Mascarpone cream done. Lovely. So, you see, it's got nice, it's pretty light. Perfect. Also be a little careful if you over whip it. My chef once told me that you actually split it, okay? We have our cherry syrup, maraschino cherries. Now when the cherries are really in season, you can actually use fresh cherries as well, but you need to cook the cherries a little bit with sugar syrup and also sometimes with brandy. So now we're going to be slicing our sponge just like this into fingers as we need it. So slicing it just like fingers, mimicking them like sourdough biscuits, or the French even call them lady fingers, or they are called langue de chat. That means the cat's tongue, okay? Various names to sourdough biscuits, fingers for tiramisu, but here we are using a normal sponge. So अगर आपको sponge bake करना नहीं आता है, or you don't want to make sponge, you don't have time, imagine आपने बाहर से एक अच्छा sponge ले लिया, mascarpone whip कर दी, ये cherries आ गए, boom, आपकी tiramisu ready. That's how cool it is. So first at the bottom, we're just going to put a bit of this, a little bit of cream here, giving this a little brush. Lovely. And then we start lining our sponge. Amazing. Fantastic. Next, our lovely cherry coffee. Almost. Nice, beautiful. टिरामिसू भी हो गई और ब्लैक फॉरेस्ट भी हो गया, है ना? Very good. Next, some lovely maraschino cherries here. So we have our maraschino cherries here, beautiful. I also have a little bit of sour cherry puree. कभी नाम सुना है? बस मिलता है आजकल मार्केट में. Okay, you could also use that if you want to like a little nice sour taste, but it's optional. Okay, so हमारा जो sour cherry का प्यूरे है थोड़ा सा डाल देते हैं हम. Lovely. Next, we have our mascarpone. Great. Next, our layer of a beautiful old school dessert, absolutely delicious, perfecto. Soak this again. Nice, lovely. So you have the entire thing being flavored with this lovely cherry coffee. Class. Tiramisu meets Schwarzwälder, which means Black Forest, presenting you the most comforting dessert, and hope you enjoyed this recipe. Do like, do share and do subscribe.